We now all know a man who is causing great controversy around the nation. This man is President Donald J. Trump. The controversy currently is the impeachment trials, which don't occur every day. Within the news today, the impeachment trials with President Donald Trump are making headlines. Some say that Mr. Trump has ruined the United States beyond repair. Meanwhile, others consider it a waste of time and a waste of taxpayers' money to do these trials. Doing research on the topic and looking at sources with opinions on both sides of the Democratic and Republican parties give credibility to this speech, with both sides of the trial. The fact of the trial is President Trump is getting accused and tried for the scandal involving the Ukraine government, as well as obstruction of Congress. This trial has already gone through the House of Representatives, and he has been impeached in the House of Representatives. And it is soon to go through the Senate to either carry on with the impeachment and remove the president from office, or to end this whole thing once and for all. Firstly, we are going to look at how the impeachment process works. According to Megan Kennelly from ABC News, the impeachment trial proceedings for Donald Trump are nearing the end today. However, this does not mean we don't need to understand the process of impeachment. The process begins at the House of Representatives. The House, as a leader of the majority party, speak on the subject, and then the House decides if they proceed in pursuing the accused actions of the president. The majority vote of the House Representatives assures that the article is passed. In the situation, it is half plus one is majority, so 218 members would have to vote in the article's favor. If this happens, the president is officially impeached. After this occurs, the article moves on to the Senate to get voted on. The main job of the Senate is to remove the president from office or keep them in office. If the article is voted in favor, the president will be removed from office. If the article is not voted in favor, the president will stay in office. However, if this happens, the president is still considered impeached, but he will stay in office as the president of the United States. Now we look at what President Trump is being accused of in order to even be in the impeachment trials. In BBC News article, Trump Impeachment, the Short, Medium, and Long Story, it talks about the accusations of the President Trump. They state Donald Trump was impeached over allegations he improperly sought help from the Ukraine to boost his chances of re-election. To elaborate further, President Trump allegedly went to the Ukraine government and tried to get information that would make his fellow politicians running for office against President Trump in the 2020 elections. The trial claimed that this is an abuse of power as president, as well as it is against the oath as president. He also is getting accused of obstruction of Congress. This means he wouldn't let his senior advisors testify by claiming executive privilege. The USA Today, Richard Wolff states, congressional committees have the power to issue subpoenas for testimony and documents. The president and presidents are not immune from answering the call. This means that President Trump would be breaking the rules if the accusations were found to be true. These accusations caused an uproar and caused the president to get himself impeached by the House of Representatives as well as go through Senate, but not get removed from office. Impeachment is something that occurs once in a blue moon. According to Zoe Stottle from CNN Politics, Congress has only conducted 2 presidential impeachment trials, and both were acquitted and stayed in office. Now we can add President Donald Trump to that list. The process of impeachment is a long and expensive process that involves the House voting on even to talk about the trial, as well as voting on the impeachment itself, and the Senate to have a trial and voting on the accused president and whether to stay in office or to not stay in office. President Trump is going through this process for being accused of abuse of power by talking to the Ukraine government to benefit himself in the 2020 election, as well as obstruction of Congress, when he didn't allow his elder advisors to speak within the Congress. Now that you know a bit of insight in the impeachment trials, how do you feel about what President Trump is getting accused of?